Hi everyone. This video is intended for RMIT Industrial Design Footwear Studio. Welcome to those of you who have found this video, and I hope that it is informative for you. Without further ado, let's get modeling. Okay, so previously we unpacked our UVs using UV Packmaster 3, and we also used Simple Bake to bake our textures into 5 different texture sets and to create our FBX model. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to use Adobe Areo, and we're going to upload a new file and turn it into an XR experience. So if I click on new file, I can name my file. So call it Spaceflight Tutorial. And there's 3 different types of experiences that you can have. You can have a surface anchor, so your phone or your iPad looks for a surface and finds it and locks the design onto that. You can use a location anchor, so you can specify a specific location. So for example, for the exhibition that's coming up for our studio, you could have a location anchor around Building 45 at RMIT that people could scan QR codes and then see your design out in the real world. And we can see these balls are all out in this open space. Or you can use an image anchor to put in front of the camera and lock your design onto that image. So we're going to use the surface anchor, but I'd highly recommend you to also look at the location anchor around Building 45. Okay, so with the surface anchor, let's just go create. Brings in the surface here, the horizontal surface. And what we need to do is we need to import our model. So if we come here up to where do we go? We need to go to let's just bring this down a little bit so that you can see it. We need to go to File, Import. So when we import, we just need to go to the location where we had our file. And here is from that last video, the Simple Bakes tutorial. And then we just click on the Export FBX, which is the shoe, and click Open. Alright, so we can see that now the model's come in, and it's dropped it into space. And we can see here in the X and in the Y, at the moment, the size of the design is 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters. Is this the grid? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it must have in centimeters. We know the size of our model. I wonder if we can turn it to millimeters. It'd be much nicer if we could have it in millimeters, but for now I'll just stick with centimeters. And we can see our model, and from Blender it's dropped it a bit low, so we can lift our model up. And if we want to place our model dead center roughly, then we can just move this around like that. Okay, and we can see it's floating a little bit above the ground. That might be a good thing, just to see shadow line. Okay, so we've got our model in here, and this grid is the surface that you would see with your phone in an exhibition space, a kitchen table at home, wherever, out and about somewhere. That's what it's going to lock the model onto. Now, there's a few things here that we can do with our model. So I might just rename export model to Spaceflight. It's just the name that I've given this shoe, and it is the right shoe. So maybe I'll just Spaceflight R. Okay. And what we can do is down here, we've got our behavior builder. And this lets us bring in different trigger points that then gets our model to do something. So in a basic way, we want to add a trigger, so a start trigger. And then under the start trigger, we want to add an action. And the action might be to, say, bounce. Over here, we can add our bounces, but we need to select our object. So it's spaceflate R. And then we want a couple of bounces and 1,000, 2,000, maybe 5 seconds. And then we can play this bounce and we can see our shoe bouncing in the preview. So the shoe's bouncing in the preview, and then we can add another action in this chain. So we might just add a rotation. So the rotation, we need to tell it that it's that shoe again. And we want to rotate in the Z. So I hope that here, Z, let's go 360. Duration, let's say 5 seconds. And we can set it to infinite. And let's click play. Okay, it's rolling the wrong way. So it must be let's see if it's the pitch. Let's go 360 here. Let's go play and see what it does. Oh, look at that, it rolls it like that. Actually, that's quite cool. I like that. But for the clarity of the video, let's just make that 0. Let's play it and let's see. Okay, so it's rolling around the X. So it's the Y. And we can tell that here. It says Z, X, and we know in gaming that our Y is up. So here, the laugh's on me. I should have known that in the first place. Let's go 360. And then let's play it. And now our shoe will spin around like that. I wonder if we add the roll to 90 and press play, what happens? It turns and it rolls around and lies on its side. So I quite liked, I might just take this one out, make it 0, put this pitch to 360 and put the roll to 360 and have a look at how that plays again. And then we might put another action and put a rotate. What are we rotating? We're rotating the shoe, and then in the Y, let's go 360, and let's make it infinite, and let's make that 5 seconds, and play that. So now it'll spin around. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of different actions that you can add. You can play animations, you can spin, you can bounce. Let's add the spin. Let's just see, oh yeah, this is a much better thing, right? That one. Let's take that rotation, let's delete it. Let's grab that spin, round the Y, duration 5, infinite, yeah. So now that'll, oh, it's going the other way. That's really cool. We can reverse it if we want, just here in reverse direction. So now we can play it. It's going the other way. And we've got that set to infinite. So let's make this, let's actually make it longer. Let's make it 15 seconds and press play. So now it'll turn much more slowly so we can get a better look at it while it's spinning around on our phone or device. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we can do is we can share the tutorial online, or the image online, sorry. So let's just click here on this box. We can actually hide things away. Let's go to preview here. Let's click preview. So now we'll get a preview of what's going to happen. You can see the shadow is going to appear on the table. I'm going to roll it around. And then it's going to spin. Oh, I've set that for infinite, right? Interesting. Let's go back and have a look at what I've done. I don't think it'll get past that preview. Let's come back here. Let's go to that rotate. Let's turn infinite off. Okay, so now let's go preview and see what happens. So now it's going to bounce. And it's going to roll. It looks like it's clipping into the table, so you might want to lift it up higher. Now it's spinning around. Yeah. And now it'll just infinitely sit there and spin. Cool. So let's just put this here so that I can see the ground. Let's go back to edit. Let's click preview. Let's just roll the ground so that I can just see how much is clipping. It looks like it needs to go up just a little. So let's grab our model. Let's look at it from the side. And let's just pull it up about, what, 9 centimeters, yeah, 90 mil. And let's click preview. Now it's bouncing way above the ground. And it's rolling above the table. And it doesn't sort of clip too much. And now it spins above the table. And we get a nice ground shadow. Okay, so now that we've done it, if you're happy with it, there's all sorts of things you can play with. You can bring in other objects as well, like you could bring in abstract shapes. You can drag in all sorts of presets here, letter presets, nature and plants presets. They're pretty average, but they're all there for you to look at. And then all we need to do is click share. Now here's a little thumbnail of our design. We've got a name, it's got our author, and we can create a link. So let's click create link. And then what it'll do is it will create a QR code that your phone or other device can scan and read, and then open up the Adobe Areo application, or ask the user to download the application, and then show them the resulting effect. Okay, so now we've got the QR code, we can download it, and you can save it on your computer somewhere. Let's just stick it into downloads, save, and you can go into Photoshop, and you can take the AR off, and you can put your own logo on there. It's got a bit of a green tone, so you can turn it down to being black, or change its color to be red, or whatever you want. And you can copy this link, and you can email it, send it around, and this can go on your poster for the exhibition. So have a go at doing this and create some XR experiences of your design. You could even bring your rocks and other environmental effects that you've been rendering out in Blender. You can bring all of that into here. I do them individual and then assemble them here inside Adobe Areo. Okay, thanks everyone.